Are we live? Is this Memorex? What's going on?
We're live. We're live.
There you go. So a little bit of technical difficulties trying to figure things out with the mobile studio, and I don't have anybody to troubleshoot here. So we got to wing it, right? But guys, welcome. It is Thursday night. Normally we do this on Tuesdays, but this is a special edition. So it calls for special circumstances. And this is obviously Texans talking football. We have a very, very special guest, somebody that I think you're definitely going to want to talk to or want to hear us talk to and ask some questions. But first, let's do our regular intro. BD, I'm coming to you live from in honor of our night. Did you mute me again? No, that's still from earlier. Okay. Yeah. So in honor of Mobile Studios, I'm coming to you live from the studio in honor of my very first car, the 1986 Ford Tempo two-door studio, baby.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh man. Today I'm gonna come from the Riedels Home Furnishing Studios. You know where that was? That was the furniture store off of 78 down Universal City Shirts area. They had the big old freaking train car out in front of it.
I do vaguely remember that.
It was, you know what? When I was a kid, I said we lived in that area when I was a kid. We used to go there all the time. Yeah, so the train car is still there, but now that's like the Guadalupe County City Services building. But yeah, it used to be an old furniture store. So,
or lack thereof, as the case may be. Moving on, nothing political here. So, yes, let's obviously we did not go live this Tuesday after having, finished watching the big game, and just that was just such an odd game. We'll probably save our commentary maybe for this next Tuesday, but it did not turn out the way I'd hoped it would. The first part of the game was incredible, but we're not necessarily here to talk about that. But we are here to talk about our special guest. Now, I did not have a whole bunch of time to be able to do a whole lot of research on this young man, but this is definitely somebody that we want to talk to. This gentleman is the latest addition to the Texas Syndicate out of the Austin area. He is accredited with playing both offense and defense, and we haven't really had a chance to get to talk to him too terribly much. But if that camera angle gives me any kind of indication, this is a pretty big dude. So offense and defenses are going to have a little bit of a handful. So BD, without further ado, can you bring in our special guest, Joshua Brown of the Texas Syndicate?
Absolutely. Joshua, how's it going, man?
Yes.
Good, guys. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, man.
Doing quite well for a Thursday. So first of all, welcome to the show. We're absolutely excited to have you here. And we obviously, we try and give you an intro that's fitting to your skill set and your talent and everything that you've accomplished. Unfortunately, as I said just a few seconds ago, I didn't really get a chance to do a whole bunch of research on you. So I want to give you the floor here for a second and just talk to us about yourself. Where did you go to school? What college did you go to? And why both sides of the football?
Well, number one, I grew up in the Pittsburgh area. I grew up in Duquesne, PA. I graduated from Westminster area high school in 2019, and I committed to Waynesburg University. I didn't stay there for long. I was like half a fall semester, and I dropped out of school, and I went to Steel City Prep. So I was there for one season, and then that's when I transferred and went to Bethany College for 2 semesters. And I had the transfer portal again, and I was out of school for 2 semesters and went back to college to Till. And then that's when I got the call from a professional team in Arena, and they wanted to sign me right away. So I took the opportunity and went pro early, my sophomore year in college there, for the spring semester.
Very nice.
Okay. And so you played professional arena football, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What team was that for?
I played for the Pittsburgh Outlaws here in Pittsburgh. My first season with the Pittsburgh Outlaws, I started running back, and I played one season with them.
Okay. So
Hmm.
the reason why I ask that part is because we actually cover all things football from a Texans perspective, including arena football. So, for example, we have the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League here. We also cover the Beaumont Renegades in the AF1. We used to cover the Corpus Christi Tritons. I'm sorry, and that whole thing was a fiasco. We're not going to get into that too much, but definitely we probably seen you destroying one of the Texas teams around here. So we're we're definitely going to have to go back and look at some of those highlights because, again, Texans Talking Football is based here in San Antonio, Texas. You technically would be kind of the enemy, if you would. And so I definitely want to know what our team is going to be up against because it looks like you kind of know how to ball a little bit. I mean, am I right?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay. So you played one season as running back. How did you get on the defense side of things?
Well, I played defense in college, so I did play defensive.
Oh, and he dropped out for a second. See if we can get him back on here.
He's probably using my wireless plan.
Probably, yeah. You didn't want to share the hamster on the wheel, so you took it from him.
I mean, it's only one hill, bro. I don't, you know. But
Oh, here he is.
as Joshua gets, here we go.
All right, we got you back, man.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said?
No. We got a very little bit of it, and then you started buffering, and then we lost you. So we'll kind of just take it from the top again. How did you get involved in the defense side?
Like I said, I played defense in college. I was a defensive end, and of course, at the pro level, I would move up to linebacker as an edge rusher, rushing off the edge, like a wheelback or a stemback. You know what I'm saying? That's more me. I will play running back if needed, but I'm definitely more dominant on the defensive side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so would it be fair to say that you much more enjoy hitting the people than getting hit?
Yes. That's correct. I love tackling the quarterback.
Okay.
That's my thing, man.
Oh, that's scary. We've got two pretty good quarterbacks so far. By pretty good, I mean they're pretty solid guys, but they're going to have to watch out for you because obviously we're in the South. We're probably going to play each other twice a year. Little bit daunting of a task. So,
okay. Our boy so, Tim.
How's covered high school. Man? Yes, that's our buddy from up in Dallas who's actually relocating down to the South Central Texas area. He'll be off to the west of us, but kind of in the middle. And so he'll be somewhat neutral, but you'll enjoy seeing him at the games.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so we covered high school, we covered college, we covered your professional career a little bit. I'm very interested, especially with you being from the Pittsburgh area. How did you wind up in the syndicate camp or on syndicate's radar when you have the Ironmen and the Cincinnati Dukes over there kind of on that East Coast perimeter?
Well, the league's just starting back up, and they're looking for players. Hit me up on Instagram, and I didn't know what the league was at first. I had no clue. I know about it until I talked more about it with the coach and everything. And honestly, I just want to give it a shot. So I sent out my, email to coaches my film and everything, and they like what they see. They was impressed, and they wanted to sign me on. So I'll take it. I did have a contract beforehand. Like a lot of you, I'm going to go who's paying more money, and it was the arena contract, and I do want to get myself back in 11-man football. So I'm like, why not take the shot? You know what I'm saying? See where it goes. Texas is a nice place. It's nice weather. I'm like, you know what? I can use something different for a change. New culture, new people, new food. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in Pittsburgh for a while. I'm up north, so of course you go through all 4 seasons, and the weather's a lot better in Texas.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot better up there. Unfortunately, food wise, you're gonna be in Austin. If you want real good food, you just go about 90 miles south San Antonio. Dude, we'll take care of you food wise there. So you get what you get in Austin, but you come see us and we'll give you some good food.
Heard you guys have good barbecue too over there.
We do.
Okay.
Great Texas barbecue. Now Austin's got some pretty good barbecue places. San Antonio's a little iffy on the barbecue. There's a couple good joints, but Austin's got a lot more. But you want tacos, you want Mexican food, you come see us.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
You're muted, Jay.
Sorry about that. Playing around with the stupid headset here again. The Mexican food is definitely our forte.
Yeah.
Barbecue, you're really kind of lucking out by landing in Austin because that is kind of the capital of Texas barbecue, and I think you're gonna really enjoy that for sure.
So going to some places. So what's some good restaurants in Austin, Texas? Any good restaurants
So
there I should hit up? You think any bars?
Honestly, I haven't been to Austin in 10 years. But yeah, I mean, I would go there for shows and stuff. So I never really hung around the bar scene in Austin. I tried to avoid it mostly.
yeah, you being a younger guy, you're probably going to want to avoid.
He dropped off again.
Well,
I guess he didn't like my recommendation.
Okay. Nice. So I was just going to avail him with the evils of 6th Street, so he knows to stay away from there.
Is it? I mean, is it still? I mean, that's where we went. When I was younger, we'd always go to shows there and stuff. We go to Emos, but Emos isn't on 6th Street anymore. So
no,
I don't know.
No,
Emos is off of Riverside now.
Yeah, further south, actually on the outskirts of downtown.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim, I hear what you're saying. But you go ahead and delete that comment there. I'm hesitant. Yeah, I'm hesitant. Yeah, Wilson Dove is a great location. You got him?
Yep. Yeah. Jump.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There you
My
are.
iPhone overheated and it cut off for me.
Oh my!
iPhone do that.
Is he
Like,
on?
No, that's fine.
And they get that temperature thing on it.
Yeah, Androids don't have to worry about that. I'm just saying that's not true at all. Every phone does that. Okay, so we were actually just talking about some of the locations.
Okay.
Yeah, it does make it difficult. So 6th Street, you're going to want to avoid. That is a young college man's game, and there's a lot of testosterone there.
You said you graduated in 2019, right?
Yes.
So you're only what 20, 24, 25 years old? I mean, that might be 6th Street might be right up your alley. I'm 44. Ain't no way in hell I'm going down 6th Street anymore. I'm way past my prime for that. So,
well, and there's Dirty Sixth, which is on the west side of I-35, kind of in the downtown area, and then there's what's now known as just 6th Street, which is on the east side of the highway now. So the popularity's kind of grown out that way, and that's a little bit more. I hate to say upper end, but it's a little bit nicer. And then of course there's Rainy Street, which is more for the old heads like BD and myself. It's just more chill, quiet, relaxed, older people just hanging out kind of thing.
Crowds.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It usually shuts down about 11, 12 o'clock when us old people have to go to bed, So it's just a nice kind of quiet. Like if you just want a chill night, that's kind of where you're going to want to go. And then Tim had thrown out a restaurant suggestion. There's always there's Black's Barbecue, which is it's Texas famous for sure, if not world famous. There's a couple of other places that you definitely want to go to. There is a restaurant over on the west side of downtown. I want to say it's called Moonshines or something like that, where they make their own spirits in-house. So they make their own whiskey, they make their own vodka, they do the whole thing. And specifically they have moonshine. And it's not cheap, but man, is the food good, the spirits are good. And if you can remember anything the next day, then you'll still enjoy it. So you just gotta be a little bit careful with them spirits. So,
probably
then you're fine.
Too much about drinking, but yeah.
Okay, you're fine then. You'll be okay. Just remember to stay away from the evil spirits. Okay.
I got you.
But I will say,
see, just look in the chat. Tim's giving all kinds of good restaurants and stuff. So
and I didn't even know that there was a Chicago style pizzeria there in Austin. So I may have to make a trip. There is on the east side of town near the newer part of 6th Street, there is a brewery there called Lazarus Brewery. That's important because it's not just a brewery. They don't just make food there. Beer there rather. They make some of the best tacos that I've ever had. Now they're not traditional. It's more of a fusion style, incorporating some newer flavors and things like that. But some phenomenal combinations. So if you get a chance, check them out as well. And that's a little unpaid advertisement because I know the guy who owns the place too. We don't tell anybody. I really like that place because it actually, and this is true, you can look it up. It's owned by a pastor who's using proceeds from the brewery to fund his church mission work there in Austin to help some of the underprivileged and the homeless and things like that. So I just really love that idea that he's taking what the community is giving him and giving it back to the community, and it continues to grow. So, but okay, now that we've done our 20-minute country food review, you got connected with the CoFL through some social media and some connections and things like that. You're now going to be playing in Austin for the syndicate. What are you excited? Because obviously this is a relaunch of a football league that had been around, heck, before either one of us were even born, right? What are you most excited about with this new relaunch of this league?
There's obviously a lot of great opportunities. There'll be a lot of upper league scouts involved. So you come with your A game, you come be consistent, be dominant. You never know. After one season, I can move up in the world. You know what I mean? This is a big opportunity for me. I want to eventually get out of Arena League and move to a higher league outside and get back 11 man. So that's one of the reasons why I took this opportunity. So I'm just hoping for the best.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. I will say that's one of the things that I've kind of been saying from the beginning when we kind of found out about this league and found out about San Antonio getting a team and all these other things, is that this is a unique opportunity for players, for coaches, for fans, for everybody, right? We have much more opportunities for deeper connections, such as this, to sit around and talk and hang out. Not just doing a player interview, but doing an actual person interview, right? Anyways, that's our connection. For you, you get to work with some of the best, arguably, in the business, that some places maybe have overlooked some of these coaches. Maybe some coaches have been forgotten about, right? But they're having an opportunity to step back up and get in the spotlight again and show that they've still got it. And for you guys, you get to benefit from a lot of that experience. Like, we have Coach Glanville on our team. Coach Glanville, heck, he was coaching when, BD and I were just, young tykes. This guy's probably forgotten more about football than BD and I will ever know. And so players such as yourself are going to be able to benefit from all of his experience, plus the connections, right? He has connections in the Canadian Football League. He has connections in the NFL. He has connections in the UFL. Not to mention, I'm sure all these guys probably have, tons of connections with arena football as well. But with you up, you've got all around you that are going to have all of these amazing connections, and that will give you those better opportunities to, kind of take it to the next level, if you will. So we're definitely super excited about that. Now, there's one other thing that me particularly I'm excited about, and I'd love to get your perspective on it as a player. How do you feel about the continental shift that's going to be happening in the game?
Explain more for me, please.
Okay, so one thing that this league is doing differently is that in the fourth quarter, they're going to be switching over to the Canadian football rules, right? So instead of 4 downs, you only have 3. It makes a lot more opportunities for offense, right? That being the case, and it creates opportunities really for defense as well. Because if you have the opportunity to sniff it out and make a really big play, such as an amazing hit on a quarterback, or maybe a strip sack or something,
Right.
the gameplay is going to be much, much faster, again, because you only have the 3 downs to work with, not the 4.
Definitely, kind of helps the defense out a lot more.
It does. But how what are your thoughts on that now that you've heard it a little bit more? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I'll just have to get used to the rules. It's like the first game. Like, after the first game, I think I'll be pretty much set. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, everything's new to me, so I'll just have to get used to it. That's all. But it should be no problem at all.
Okay. Sorry, dealing with one of the children in question. You gotta love the kids, right?
Okay.
So, again, you're gonna have these opportunities for, potentially more spotlight time, if you will, right? Because the gameplay is going to be faster. The pressure's on the offense to come up big, but if you've got a really good offense, they could really, light up a defense. So that's going to force you guys to step up as well. So again, back to the gameplay. This gives you that opportunity to, kind of step it up when the time is needed to showcase yourself, if you will. That being the case, is that going to change the way that you approach the game? Knowing that there's going to be this fourth quarter where the rules kind of change and everything kind of flips for you, or how is that going to affect your gameplay with that?
At the end of the day, football is football. So, the way I see it, just get in there and get the job done. No excuses. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, it wouldn't change none over here. I don't know about everybody else, but from my perspective, honestly, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? Just different rules and different quarters.
Okay.
So
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so we've covered kind of your background. We've covered the upcoming opportunities that are going to come from it. Let's harken back to some of your just game experiences in general. You being a player on a team going into enemy territory. Talk to us about a time where you were in a situation where, you know, the crowd was just going absolutely nuts, trying to do everything they could to disrupt you and what you're trying to do on the field there to help their home team, and how you handled that. Like, what did you do to kind of try and tune out the noise, or, you know, just deal with like a really raucous crowd?
That's a good question. I just like back in high school, we had rivalries. It was West Mifflin and Thomas Jefferson. Now, it's about having self discipline in this game. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the crowd say goes on the crowd, as long as I come on the field, you know, creating drama and stuff like that, you got to keep your head in the game. No matter what people say, how much shit they talk, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you come and play football, your focus is on football and the game, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So if you have self discipline, you know what I mean, and you know how to avoid all the odds, you know what I'm saying? Everything will be all right, man. You know.
Okay.
So I think the reason Jay is asking that is because me and him are two of the fans that like to yell and talk trash, and we sit on the visitor sidelines on the front row, and we are those fans, you know. And we'll talk all kinds of trash, but it's all, you know, we don't cross any kind of lines. We don't, you know,
I'm used to it.
We keep it respectful. We have fun. You know, we'll laugh and joke and stuff. And, you know, sometimes some guys have gotten their feelings hurt and have invited us into the parking lot after the game and stuff like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, we'll talk trash and win, lose, man. We'll shake your hand and say, hey, that was a hell of a game, man. But you know, it's just that's kind of what we do. So
yeah. And to tie along,
so with you being on the syndicate, you'll definitely see us.
Oh yeah. And again, we'll be respectful, but we are gonna razz you up a little bit, right? We're gonna try and get under your skin and try and get you a little bit fired up. And so we have a guest in our chat, Mr. Tim English, who happens to, again, Dallas guy, so he was a Dallas Renegades fan. He can attest to this because he is the Dallas version of BD and myself. And we've had some serious, you know, back and forths with us and them razzing our players, us razzing their players. Tim and I started this whole thing. He knows what I'm talking about. See, he just put it up.
Yep.
And again, in the spirit of competition, but still in good fun, right? We want to try and encourage you guys to make sure that you're out there, you know, giving your all, doing everything that you can, and, you know, just basically laying it all out on the field. In terms of rowdiness of fans, we are not Eagles fans. Okay, we're not at that level. We are not going to insult, you know, 7 generations of your family and throw things at you, things like that. So you don't have to worry about that from any of our fans. And if anything remotely like that happens, make sure you let us know, because we will call out bad fan behavior. You know, that's one thing that we do not accept as a podcast, well, a vidcast, I guess you would call us. We are representing our city. And yeah, we can be a little bit mean. We can be a little bit salty, if you will, but we are never going to cross that line. We are never going to try and put hands on you to where you put hands on us. Okay. I bring that up because a situation like that happened, last year in the UFL, in which a fan crossed the line. Nobody saw this part, but there was a certain city that I hate, St. Louis, who happened to spit on a Michigan Panthers fan and got slapped for it. And deserved
Michigan player.
I'm sorry, Michigan player. My bad.
Yeah.
And that fan deserved every single bit of it because he assaulted the player by spitting on him. But all you saw was the slap. And so This guy tried to play it up that he was the victim and blah, 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 whatever, even tried to sue the UFL. And then the truth came out. And then this guy got roasted for like the next 6 weeks. So you're not going to, for the most part, we know the fan base here in San Antonio. We have a pretty good idea of what they're going to be like in Austin. Midland is a smaller town, but they get it, man. Like, you see the movies like Friday Night Lights and Varsity Blues and stuff like that. Like, that is an exact replica of what life is like in those small towns during high school football season. The town literally shuts down. So those folks get football, and they know what lines they can press up against and what they don't cross and things. So I don't think you're going to have any problems with anything like that here in Texas. Now, up north, Manny's,
we can't speak for them.
well,
so
Manny's got a pretty tight control on his group, and Commissioner Kelly. These guys have been around football for a long time.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that they're not going to tolerate any kind of nonsense like that either. So, as long as you're controlled, what you're saying, as long as you have that self-discipline, that's really probably not going to get to you too terribly much. So we're going to have to figure out a new approach to get to you. But
so I am curious. I know, have you played football in Texas at any level yet?
Not yet. This is my first time there.
Okay, so you don't know what to experience like Texans when it comes to football. Like Jay was saying, I mean, dude, you see some of these high school football stadiums, and these look like damn college football stadiums. It's ridiculous. So we love our football across the board. So you're in for a little treat.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry. I was going to say something and apologize. One thing I will warn you, again, you're going to be in Central Texas. We're in South Texas, only about 60, 70 miles apart, not that big of a deal. So the climates are identical. You're going to want to make sure you hydrate. I don't care what anybody says. You guys are going to be playing in May and June. Those are some of our not so fun warm months. So out of respect to you, make sure you hydrate, make sure you condition, make sure you take care of yourself. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, it's going to get you. So be careful with that. So that being the case, what else was I feel like I'm forgetting like about 1,000 questions that we talked about, because we've only talked about like 2 that were on the list so far. This is the problem with me being away from my home studio. I've got a screen with all my questions and I've got everything ready to go. And now I'm sitting in my truck and looking at my dashboard. Like I just feel empty, it's really weird. Okay.
So I got a question for you. Just looking back, your football career so far. What would you say is kind of your favorite moment of your football career?
Honestly, I would say playing with the Pittsburgh Outlaws. That was one of my favorite moments with them. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you would think that college is a place where you prep for the professional football league, but to be honest with you, I got way more respect and they value my talent way more than I did in college. So I feel like I shine more once I step foot in the professional football league. It's crazy, but it's true.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I came in the professional football league, like I punched in the clock, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it bad. And coaches seen what I had to offer to give. And you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I did like about them, So I made the best decision. I feel like I made a good decision by going pro early.
Yeah. And I think it really depends on the school, because I think there's a lot of these schools that are geared to more pro style kind of learning, stuff like that. So I think it all depends on everything. But it's great that you were able to kind of find your way into a position where you were able to grow as a player.
Right.
So as a player, and these are some of the things that I'm definitely interested in, just from, because I'm more of a defensive minded kind of guy, and I'm always trying to look at defenses to see how we can read that and take as an offense, right? Um, let's say it's game day. You're getting ready, right? Whether it's first thing in the morning, whatever. What is your game day routine look like? Like, what are some of the things that you do to get yourself in game mode, fire it up, ready to go out there and lay the wood to somebody? Um, and then I'm always interested in this one because you've been around in areas that we've not accessed at that level. What
Mhm.
what are some of the weirdest game day routines that you've ever seen?
Have I ever seen like from other players?
Yeah,
Yeah.
players or coaches, even. Like, what is the weirdest game day routine that you've ever seen? And then what does your game day routine look like?
I'll say weirdest game day routines I ever seen. I don't really see much, but I see guys doing what they're supposed to do. I would just say that. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest with you, I never really experienced that. But for me, getting up in the morning, knowing it's game day, number one, I clear my head first. I get a nice, good breakfast. Nothing too big or major, something small. You know what I'm saying? That's on my stomach, like an omelet or maybe like some oatmeal, something small, healthy. I listen to music. My favorite music group is 36 Mafia. I love you some
Oh,
Project Pat.
nice.
I don't know what it is about Project Pat, but their music it is very motivational and it's very uprising, uplifts me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a real big fan of
Mhm.
36 Mafia. So like a lot of the music, that's like when it comes to getting hyped up about a game, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I listen to, 36 Mafia. So it helps. It's always good to, if you can, maybe go out and get like a good walk in. You know what I'm saying? Stretch inside your house. Also stretch at the game day, what I'm saying, before, the time of kickoff. You know what I'm saying? Just go on the game with a clear mind. You know what I'm saying? You want all your attention on the game. Like you don't want to be stressed out about stuff or stuff on your mind. You know what I mean? You don't want no distractions that will take you away from the game. You know what I mean? Because you wanna
Definitely.
be the best player for your team and also your fans, so you can do everything in your power to get you guys to a win.
Yeah, nice. So I love the fact that you identified the team aspect of all of this. Like, you have a part in it, but it's for the team, right? You want to make sure that you're checked in, that you're doing everything that you can to help your team achieve the best objective that they possibly can, which obviously is a win. Um, that that's exciting because, and it happens in every sport, right? Let's be honest. Um, but there's always those individuals that are kind of focused more on, well, I'm going to do this because I want this from this, or I want the attention, me kind of thing. And we haven't talked to a whole bunch of syndicate players yet, but from the ones that we have, and I'll loop back to this question that's going to come from that in just a second. But from the ones that we have, they seem very big on team as well. It's not it's team. And the more people that you have around you that are focused on that, I think the stronger a team you get, right? Because everybody's focused on the same objective. Now, having brought that up, have you done any research on any of your teammates? Have you made any connections with any of those guys? And what what are things looking like there as far as the team cohesion?
Besides looking at some profiles on social media here and there, I mainly see like a couple workouts. A lot of guys, being in the gym consistently, keeping themselves in shape. You know what I mean, which is all good. I'm doing the off season before the season starts. Um, I like how consistent. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of good talent. I see some film here and there. You know what I mean? But honestly, I can't wait to see what we have in person, once camp starts.
Okay.
I have a good feeling about, this program.
Well, and I I definitely think it's important that you take, the time as you have, start learning stuff about your teammates, because these are the guys that you're going to be counting on in the trenches along with you, whether it be,
Right.
your defensive linemen or, your corners and your safeties, other, linebackers, things like that. Everybody has a part in that defensive scheme, and you guys are all counting on each other. And it's almost that symbiotic mind, if you will, that everybody knows what everybody else is doing, so they can focus on doing what they need to do, because, you being on the line or you rushing the line, your actions have an impact on the guys downfield, on the guys on the other side of the field, whatever. Like, you have to do your job because it affects how they do their job, right? And
Right.
I like the fact that you're taking the time to do your homework and start doing some research on these guys and connecting with them, so that when training camp does open up, it's not a bunch of guys kind of standing around in the locker room looking at each other like, well, who's this dude? And what's that guy all about? Right? You're going to have a lot of that out of the way already. You'll be like, oh, well, your quarterback, he used to be the quarterback for the Corpus Christi Tritons. He has indoor experiences just like you do. Now, granted, he's on the offensive side of the ball. You've played some offense, so you'll be able to kind of connect like that and be like, well, hey, I need to do my job to clear their offense off the field, so we can get our offense out on the field and have our quarterback throw, for 100 yards in 2 plays and get us a touchdown, right? Or I need to, I need to put a hit on this quarterback so he gets scared and starts releasing earlier, so our safety can get a pick, right? Things like that. So Tim has a great question, and I definitely, I want to get your feedback. How many sacks do you think you're going to get?
Oh man, I'm hoping to at least try to shoot for 9.
Oh,
A try
9, huh?
9. That's a goal. If I can at least get that this season, yeah, I'm 9. Yeah.
okay. And
If I'm really putting forth the effort, if I'm on my game and consistent, you know what I'm saying, and going and coming in, going consistently play, being dominant, not laying out plays, I feel like I can make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
That's fine.
What is the most amount of sacks that you've gotten in a season?
Not a lot because of playing time, but
Oh, okay.
I'll say about 6.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, hey, dude, six is real good for a season. So
yeah. Well, and 6 with limited playing time. So had you would have gotten more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good average.
You can't do
and
on the lines. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and I was just going to say, if your goal is 9, that's 3 extra sacks when you were playing with limited time. You're going to get more time here. You may get less games, overall compared to, maybe like a college schedule or definitely a pro schedule. Because you're only going to have 8 games in this season, at least to my knowledge, unless, some things have changed. But you'll be on the field more, so you'll have those opportunities. Please don't hurt our quarterbacks, because we need quarterbacks. And San Antonio historically has had some problems at quarterback with some of the teams. Then again, I mean, we had a hell of a quarterback when we had the Commanders. Well, that's a whole different story. We're not going to bore your time with the fiasco that was the AAF. That was just painful. Anyways, so other than the bar scene and the barbecue, have you done much research about the Austin area? And if so, what are you excited to experience yourself when you get there?
haven't really did much research on the area. I need to start though. Right now I'm more
Please do.
yeah, I'm more so focused on like, where we're gonna be staying at. Like, our football stuff, like what
Okay.
workout facilities will be at. If they have any beaches around there, like, I can go take a walk. Any nice trails. Um
Did
Trying to think what else. Like some good
did you
some
say
good food spots.
you not nude beaches?
Like a beach to go at, a
Okay.
beach.
Well, no, the reason why I ask is because I was just going to warn you about a little place up there called Hippie Hollow. Probably going to want to stay away from it. Okay. It is a
Okay.
beach. It is a beach. But shall I say fashion optional type beach? So you may see some things that you may need to talk to a therapist about. So just be careful up there. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Now I
no,
got a
that's
question for you. Like, what's up there? Like, have you heard some things?
there's some things. All you got to do is do some research on Hippie Hollow. I'm not going to go too much into it.
Okay. No.
Wear some things, or maybe it's the things they're not wearing.
Yeah,
You know what? I
yeah,
think I'll stay away now that you told me. I'll pass
Yeah,
it up.
exactly.
So Nicole has it right. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole thing. I've never personally experienced it. I hope not to. I'm not. I'm not that confident in my original suit, so to speak. So I'm not going to be going and doing those things. But
No, absolutely not.
But there are, and this is the one thing I hate about Austin. They don't deserve all the cool stuff that they have, but they have Town Lake, all kinds of cool like water things to do. They have Barton Springs, which is a natural spring-fed pool. Really cool. You'll have to check that out, but make sure that you're wearing water shoes when you go in there because again, it is a natural spring. And there's all kinds of algae and it gets really, really slick. And you don't want to get hurt climbing in or make sure you're wearing some good water shoes with some good grip. They've got all kinds of like art museums and exhibits and I can't remember where it is. I'm going to age myself extremely badly here. So forgive me. But they had a children's toy museum that had working Atari 2600s. And so I went in there and I played original Pac-Man on an original 2600 for probably about an hour, hour and a half. So, and they had like, the Sega Master System, the Sega Genesis, the original Nintendo that came out, right? Like all these different old school video games and then kind of all the way up to the more modern stuff. I think the most modern thing they had there was like a PS3 and like an Xbox something or another. But they've got cool stuff like that and it's just in off one of the main streets, just randomly there. So that part, like if you're into exploring and adventuring and just checking out new things and that whole vibe, Austin is absolutely the best place for you, man. That place is absolutely crazy. San Antonio, we have some art museums and stuff like that here, but we kind of have like we're foodies. That's kind of our thing. Like we love our food.
Yeah.
And so we've got a ton of restaurants. We have a couple of parks and stuff, and if you're into that thing, there's a couple of places we can accommodate, but per capita, Austin has us beat on most of that stuff, unfortunately.
And you mentioned like walking trails and stuff like that. And I mean, Austin's got all kinds of stuff like that. They're very much made for. Oh, he dropped out again, but
But yeah,
Austin's very very much made for people who are active. San Antonio not so much.
Right. Well, and even then, right? There's
Let me bring it back on.
Yeah, there's even places to go.
Like I was saying, yeah, Austin's very much made for people who are active and want to be outside. So there, if you're interested in that stuff, there's there's all kinds of stuff for you.
Yep. Hiking, biking, kayaking, you name it, they've got it. So you'll definitely want to check that out. You'll want to go and explore the town while you're there. Now,
I definitely will.
okay. And so obviously we're Central time, you're East Coast time. You're back in the Pittsburgh area right now currently, yeah? Okay. I feel like he's there. I feel like we're getting little snippets of sound from him. There he went. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I mean, if he's in the Pittsburgh area, it's got to be like in the teens. You know, he could just go outside with his phone, and that should cool it down for a little bit. But there he is.
Yeah.
There you are.
Sorry, we can lose the connection. The
All right.
connection's terrible.
It's probably because
That's all right.
it's probably because
Keep
it's in the
cutting out.
teens there.
I don't know.
What is your weather like over there in Pittsburgh right now?
So right now we are. One second.
Let's say it's cold Alpha Foxtrot. We're good with that.
We're like 27 degrees right now.
27 degrees. So right now, San Antonio, we're sitting at 71.
Yeah, little bit of a shock there. That's why I said you got to make sure that you watch out for our summers here and make sure that you stay hydrated, because 71 degrees at 7 p.m. Central Time
In
that's,
February.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty warm. So you can expect triple digits. So, okay. That being the case, I think we've pretty much covered your accolades as a player, your interests and stuff as a person. Is there anything else you want to share with the fans before we get to kind of the end where we have you plug all of your socials and stuff like that? Like, I guess you'd highlighted it a little bit earlier, but really, what does this opportunity mean to you? How much does this opportunity mean to you? As far as a player, I'm sorry. Let me clarify that.
No.
And I guess that was the one question I shouldn't have asked. Kidding. It's his phone problems.
Oh, yeah. All right. One more time.
Connection's bad again.
Here we go. You don't work when it's frozen or below freezing. So that's why we have such good temperature or good phone reception, because it don't ever freeze here. Anyways, so again, what does this opportunity mean to you? How much does this opportunity mean to you as far as a player and developing your professional career?
It means the world to me because number one, I get to continue playing. You know what I'm saying? I've been out for a little bit, so I'm glad to be back. Glad to knowing that I'm going, out of state. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the picture for a while. It's a big opportunity. We also have a chance to move up in the world. You know what I'm saying? We do good. Depending on how the season goes, listen to the team and organization. So honestly, I'm just excited for the opportunity. Going to see how things go. I don't really have much to say about the league right now until I get more fulfilled for during the season time. So right now, I just want to kind of, wait and see what happens.
Completely understood. I know, you as a player, you're taking a chance on this league that has been, kind of restarted from the ashes of a previous league. And, if you go back and look at the history of that league, the only thing that really took it out was the National Football Conference and the American Football Conference coming together and starting the NFL. And once they had that kind of leverage and buying power, they really were able to kind of strong arm, the rest of the competition, such as the Continental Football League, kind of out of the way. But with this being, a relaunch, if you will, with a different vision, a different focus, and a different business plan, I really think that, there is viability of this product that probably, arguably anyway, is most of the other quote unquote spring football leagues haven't really had the advantage of. And that's really the buy-in from the fans, the fan ownership, where they can own stock in the team. I think that's going to make a humongous difference as far as, the longevity and the buy-in from the fans, if you will, not just, hey, I'm going to buy a ticket and watch this thing until, whenever, but now it's more, I'm going to buy season tickets and I'm going to do my part to make sure I'm helping fund the team and keep it around so I can continue to keep watching football for as long as I want to. And so I think that's going to be a great opportunity, because with that revolutionary business plan and the revolutionary game plan of the Continental Football, or the Continental Shift rather, that is going to put a lot of national eyes on you guys. Like, I know when they made the announcement that San Antonio signed Glanville, the social media world blew up talking about Glanville and the Continental Football League. And this is a legendary coach who's now involved with a legendary league. So I really do expect that there's going to be some big eyes on you guys, and there's going to be some good opportunities that come out of it for you guys as players. So that being the case, why don't we go ahead and we'll shut down the show here. But let's give you an opportunity to plug all of your socials so that, your new fans in Central and South Texas can start following you and watch you as you progress through your career. And, when you get famous and maybe play, hopefully for a good team, not like the Dallas Cowboys or something like that, that you still remember. Sorry, Brian. Actually, not sorry at all.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead and plug your socials. That way everybody knows where to find you, how to follow you, and how to keep up to date with all the things that are going on in Mr. Brown's life.
So you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram page is IM_the Notorious52. My name on Facebook is Joshua Brown Notorious. All my progress, things with the season, just follow me, add me. Yeah, questions, you're welcome to take. And
Excellent. So one more question before we let you go. The nickname. How did that come about? Because I've been wanting to ask about that, but hadn't really figured out how to be able to work it into the show. And so we may as well, before we let you go, we need to know. We need to know.
So I got that name when I was in college. I went to Bethany, and like I said, I came into college, and my freshman year I came in dominant. You know what I'm saying? I came in, very consistent, very dominant, going hard every single play, never slacking. You know what I'm saying? I really stepped up my game onto Bethany. Coach was getting on me. You know what I'm saying? So because of my actions on the football field, I say the name Notorious. So I feel like that's gonna stick with me until the end of my days playing football until I retire. So honestly, it's a name I want to keep to as well because it suits me. So like if if people don't call me by my government name, which is Joshua Brown, you can refer me as the Notorious on the season, which I don't mind it.
Well, and I was going to say, hopefully this sticks around with you till the end of your days. maybe even follows you into the afterlife, because earning a nickname like that means you put in the work and like you earned it. So we'll try and remember to put a little bit of respect on it when we're razzing you from the sidelines. But we're definitely excited. We're looking forward to the season. We're looking forward to seeing you out on the field, even though you'll be facing off against us. So maybe 2 games out of the season, maybe we'll quietly be fans. And then the rest of the time, we'll definitely be cheering you on.
All righty. I like the honesty.
Well,
and you know what? When you see us on the sidelines, just kind of razzing your guys, tell them if they start getting mad, just tell them to calm down. Tell them you know us. Tell them we're cool. We're just talking trash during the game. We'll be your best friend afterwards.
Yeah. Well, that'll help us from getting beat up too, because we're too old to get beat up nowadays.
No, I wouldn't do that. But if you want an autograph for the game, I got you.
There you go. There you go.
I'll sign autographs,
All right.
You know what I mean? Well, I'll sign autographs.
Well, we'll definitely we'll get them and we'll post them up on the wall, and we won't defile it in any way, shape, or form. But Joshua, the Notorious Brown, thank you so much for coming onto the show tonight. We appreciate your openness about everything. We are definitely appreciative of your energy level. I can't wait to see what you're able to do on the field and how much of an impact you're going to have on the game and how far your career is. I don't suspect that it's just going to stop here at the CoFL. So we're excited for you, and we'll definitely be checking in again, probably later on in the season, as things develop and whatever. But again, thank you so much for following us. Or I'm sorry, for joining us tonight. Folks, make sure that you're following this young man. He is definitely going to make some waves in the CoFL, and that is not the ceiling. He has a bunch of potential. He could be going to the big show, right? So keep your eyes on this young man. We'll see how everything goes. But in the meantime, again, Joshua, thank you so much for joining us. Brian's going to go ahead and put you back in the green room.
Don't forget to tag me on Facebook and Instagram, okay, with this video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. We will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
BD's got you covered. So, yeah, BD will kick you back in the green room. We're going to shut this thing down. So, all right. So, that was John, the Notorious Brown, running back and actually very dangerous defensive back if he's the blitzing linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So, we're going to have to keep an eye on him, make sure that, the Toros are watching out for him. And the rest of the league, like, you've been warned, but we want to make sure the Toros know. So, but okay, B, that's pretty much kind of the show.
I think
so. You got anything you want to shut it down with before we go?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Well, folks, make sure to join us next Tuesday. We'll break down some of the big game that just happened last weekend. Not that there's a whole bunch to talk about, but obviously there's more to talk about now with the Continental Football League as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff time. There's also, obviously, movement in the CoFL now. And indoor leagues have been quietly making moves we hadn't really kind of been paying too much attention to, but Bobby and Sammy and everybody over at Pro Arena Talk have been blowing us up with stuff. So we're going to have plenty to talk about on Tuesday. So make sure you join us then. We'll be at our normal time. And again, probably till the end of February, well, probably the end of next week. And then just kind of how the schedule allows and whatever. We're going to definitely be bringing more people in from the Continental Football League so they can talk more about it. We may even get certain coaches on this show. So make sure you tune in, watch us, look out for the announcements on Facebook. And I guess that's it. So
all right.
Thanks for joining us, fans. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in, especially Tim. You're my guy. Can't wait till you move down here a little bit closer. And yeah, pretty much. That's our suck it today.
All right.
There
Have
it is.
a good one.
See you guys.